So let's go live. It says it's frozen, so let's just carry on anyway. Good afternoon. How is everybody doing today? So good to see all of you. Yes, I'm happy to be frozen on 8 seconds again. Don't know what happened. That's the power of technology. Too many things going on, that's what I say, isn't that right, Lou?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, good. So how's everyone today? Can you all hear me? And also, can you hear the lovely Louise?
Can you hear me?
There's the lovely Louise, looking more lovely every time.
Looking a bit cash today.
Looking a bit cash.
Looking a bit cash.
Got part of the door in. Let's just get rid of the door. There you go. You're there.
I'm here.
So
I've only got one computer today. I've forgotten my computer, all 6s and 7s, so I'm a bit disorganised.
It's been a bit, yeah, we can just about get your head in there, can't we?
I'll just slouch a bit, fine. That's okay.
You're all right, you do see a slouch, you're all right.
I'll just slouch.
Good, how's everyone doing? I'm glad everyone's doing all okay. And sorry that we have been a bit absent over the last couple of weeks, but I'm sure you all understand. Right, so anything we want to say, Louise?
I just want to say thank you all for all of your messages, all the lovely things that you've said, all of your support. We haven't been able to reply to every single person individually, but we have read every single one of your lovely messages.
Yes.
So thank you very, very much.
And thank you everybody who sent in cards as well. We've been overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much. As Louise says, yes, we've read them all. Everyone has touched our hearts. And yes, not possible to reply, but thank you all very much. Really do appreciate it.
It means an awful lot, doesn't it? To know how
it does how
much people think about us, I suppose.
My father, and also how far and wide his positivity stretched as well. So that was really nice. So thank you all very much for that. Good. So we've got something to announce. I'm going to announce it now rather than wait until the end, because we could be here for another half an hour discussing what we're going to be doing. Shall I announce it? So,
yes.
We have been working on a little major project for about we've been talking about it for about 3 years. And we have been getting more serious about it. We've dibbled and dabbled. It sounds good with that. We've dibbled and dabbled with ideas in the past, and I haven't felt comfortable with the ideas that we came up with. And we were going to do the essentials, jewelry essentials sort of series. Started to film it. I didn't feel quite right with it. I didn't feel it was what we could do best. So we have been working on this major project, as I said, thinking about it 3 years, working on it about the last 12 months. We still putting the final touches to it. We haven't completely released it to the public yet, but we are putting together an umbrella, okay? And it's called At the Bench Academy. Okay, At the Bench Academy. All right, and if you want to, you can go to atthebench.academy. or put .com on the end. All right? And what we are going to be doing this next year, because it's near the end of 2023, we are going to be producing our own At the Bench diploma course. Okay, so it's something that we've been working on for a while, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Ideas, thoughts, what can we do? How can we do it? At the Bench is a brilliant resource. And a lot of people say, well, where do I start? Where do I start? You've got thousands of films. Where do you start? And we've put together a learning path on the new membership site that we've got now, At the Bench. And that's great. It just takes you through the basics. But we wanted to have a structured course that would be markable. And at the end of the course, we would then produce you with this amazing certificate. So it's going to be the At the Bench diploma. 2024 is going to be the first diploma that we're going to be producing. It's going to be the Jewellery Fundamentals diploma. And in 2025 will be the Advanced diploma, which is the Jewellery Designing and Manufacturing diploma in 2025. Okay, so that's the carry on from the fundamentals. And we're excited about this, aren't we?
I'm really excited about it. Numbers, particularly in the first year, are going to be very limited because we're going to make sure every single person who's on that course is going to have the absolute best experience that they can possibly have.
Yes.
So that's why we're limiting numbers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
Really limiting numbers. Yeah, so it's really exciting. And the idea is, I suppose, my learning experience, when for example, when I started learning saxophone, I just wanted to know, I worked hard obviously, and you kind of need to know, you need reassurance, don't you? You need somebody to tell you, yes, you're doing great, and this is where you go next, this is where you go next.
Yes.
And you need, I don't know, I wanted to know I could play in public and not
be embarrassed.
Yeah, I wanted to be proud of what I was doing.
Be confident in what you're doing.
Confidence, yes, that is exactly it. And I think, well, this is basically what the fundamentals course will do for you. It's to get you to a standard where you can produce work professionally, be proud of it, sell it, take it to galleries, and just basically become a jeweller.
Become a jeweller and be confident in what you're doing.
But David's saying, is it in Wales or online? It's all online based. But you do get direct access to Andrew. You are the only tutor on this course, certainly for the beginning, aren't you?
Yes.
Which is why we have to limit numbers.
Yes. And it is.
So it's all going to be online, with a lot of one-to-one support from us.
Yes.
Via Zoom or via phone or whatever medium you like to use.
Whatever you want to do. Yep. So it's going to be a separate thing to At the Bench. As Louise said, it's going to be distance learning. It's going to be based upon sort of like a university sort of, we have your 3 terms, starts in September. You've got 9 weeks for the first term. Second term starts then January. You've got your next term, and then you've got your third term then starting around about April time. You're going to have your pieces. We're going to be dropping all the content into your inbox each week. There's going to be videos to look at. We're going to be putting the course notes for you to download, and you can buy the materials, you can buy the tools, whatever you want to do. And the whole thing is, yes, Lim?
Can I just clarify something?
Yeah.
Because somebody has asked an interesting question.
Yeah.
With the equipment,
yes,
if you have some equipment, can you just top up? You don't have to buy the whole entire kit,
exactly.
do you?
Exactly. So yes, so what we're going to be doing, because we are tool suppliers as well, we're going to be able to supply the tools at less than £1,000. Other people manage to do them for over 1,000, but as we supply them, we import them from other places. We can do the tools for well under £1,000. The same tools, under £1,000. We'll be having a tool list, we're having a materials list. With the tool list, you can buy all the tools from us in one go. But if you've got tools already, and if you've got the majority of tools that you can have on the bench here, you're pretty much all the way there. You can top up the tools then from our tool store. So that's a very good question, and you can do that. Materials, again, we're going to be supplying you with materials. We're going to be supplying with more materials than what you actually need for the projects and the techniques that we're going to be setting you. The advantage with that is that you can practice on one, don't get it quite right, you've got more materials then to go on, make it, and you can sell it. So it's not the bare minimum. There's going to be plenty of materials. It's going to be copper, and the majority of the materials is going to be silver. And we're going to be supplying all the cabochons, all the CZs, all the plastics, and everything that you could possibly need to do it.
Exciting.
Exciting. And if you want to be the first to know when the enrollment starts, go to here, atthebench.academy or atthebenchacademy.com. The bottom of the page, just fill in your name, put in your email address, and we will be on our waiting list to be notified when enrollment starts. We're looking in the region of February. We don't want to rush this. We want to make sure it's right. And as Louise says, we're limiting the amount of people in the first year because we want to make sure that we give you the best online learning experience that you could possibly get. You get direct contact with me.
You get check-ins with me.
You get check-ins with Louise. You're going to have me, and that you are going to have monthly Zoom calls. You can call us. You can email us whenever you want. We will be there for you. The course, the diploma, is going to be just under £3,000, but the tool kit is going to be under £1,000, and the materials kit is going to be under £1,000 as well. As I said, you don't have to have the materials kit, don't have to have the tools kit. You can decide on what you want to do from there. Mm-hmm. How about that, Lou? Anything else you want to say?
It's suitable for absolute beginners.
Yes.
And people with a little bit of experience who want to... If they're new to jewellery making, I suppose, isn't it? And they want to
brush up their skills.
Yeah, basically really hone their skills and have the confidence to have the confidence in their skills and make sure that these skills are reproducible and
exactly. And then in 2025, then we're going to be producing the jewellery design and manufacturing diploma, which is going to be the next step up. Don't want to do it all in one go. We just want to drip feed it. Do it slowly, make sure we get it right. The last thing you want to do is to enroll hundreds and hundreds of people and cannot give you the level of education that you deserve because you're paying a lot of money.
It's distance learning. But
it is.
Yeah, there's a lot of support.
There is.
I think.
There is. And because you've done some distance learning in the past, when you're still doing it now, and you've been really disappointed.
Not now, I'm not, but some of distance learning I've done in previous years past.
Yes.
It's just, I think some distance learning is great. Some distance learning you can learn a lot from. Yeah. If you yourself are a distance learning provider.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we say distance learning, which literally means learning from a distance, but getting help doesn't have to be from a distance.
No.
You're going to be able to contact us via all the methods, email, you can phone us. We're going to be having monthly Zoom sessions. The projects that we're going to be setting you're going to be there and sending to us for marking. And at the end of the 3 terms, the person with the most marks is going to get a very special award, aren't they?
Yes.
And that award is going to be named after my father. It's going to be the Vincent Berry Award for Outstanding Work. And that person's going to have that. And that's theirs to keep. So that's about it. As I said, people are saying the rest of the sort of cost. We're aiming it. We haven't finalised the exact price yet, but it's going to be just under £3,000. As I said, the tools is going to be under £1,000 and the materials is going to be under £1,000. Payment plans, yes. We're going to be announcing it in February. You should be able to have around about, what we're looking at, you have to pay in front for each term. So we're looking at in the region of 6 to 9 months payment plans. What else was there?
Where can I find the syllabus?
Syllabus. This is the thing. We are putting it all together. If you want to be notified when the enrollment starts, you have to just drop your little email address and your name on the contact form at atthebenchacademy.com or atthebench.academy, and in February it'll all be sent to you. Is that about it? Yes.
Will it be a class every week, days, months? I think you said it would be around 300 hours.
I got the note wrong. We're going to be looking between an hour and 2 hours per week. Right, okay. Yeah, so I was wrong. I said 300 hours. I was a little bit...
I thought that was a bit ambitious. I was thinking, I think I've listened to the Andrew and Louise, Andrew.
Yes, so each week we're going to be dropping you the content, not on Monday, but we're going to be dropping you the content on the Friday so you can digest it over the weekend, because the content that we're going to be giving you is between an hour and 2 hours long. So they are going to be so much in depth. All your answers should be answered, questions should be answered during the films. So basically, work on an hour and a half, 9, 8, 27 times 1.5, which is 27, 37, 45 hours worth roughly of all brand new content. So what we've done, we've gone through At the Bench. We've looked at all the popular films, what's been popular, what people have been watching for beginners, and we've taken those films and we've put those films, we've recorded all new content. So we're not regurgitating the content from At the Bench to give you. It's going to be all brand new content. The best thing about it is Louise has been doing it as well. So she's been going through all the films to make sure they are spot on, make sure there's no errors, make sure...
I'm having to complete the project and I'm having to...
You're doing it from start to finish. You're then going to be...
I'm doing it, but I'm not having extra help.
No.
Outside of the extra help I'd get by approaching Andrew for extra help, if that makes sense.
You're doing it... independently. And then obviously then from Louise's experience from doing it, she is then writing up the course notes. In case I've missed something or something quite wasn't clear, she can go back and just, halfway through the film, Andrew says this, but he means this, or whatever it would be.
Dances of advice. Will there be tests? There won't be tests, but there will be, we will need to see the work.
Yes. There's
not everything that you do, but just specific points throughout the course we'll need to see.
The majority of pieces we want you to do are going to be actual pieces that then you can go on and sell. Initially, the piercing, the soldering, there's going to be some practice pieces for you to do, but the majority of everything from then on are actual pieces that then you can sell. So you're not going to have a whole bench full of samples that you can't do anything with. What you're going to be doing is making up the actual pieces, and some of the pieces we are making up are actually in the graphic at that there as well. So you can go and check out those few. And there's going to be things, obviously piercing, we're going to be doing some amazing cutouts, we're going to be doing some soldering, we're going to be doing some amazing pendants, shadow box pendants, tube setting, rings, tube setting pendants, we're going to be doing irregular shaped cabs, we're going to be doing plastic, riveting plastic, cold connections, hot connections, we're going to be looking at social media, we're going to be looking at photography, we're going to be looking at setting up your basic ideas for websites, how to choose your domain name, and everything for that. Yes, Lou?
Is it classes only? No, it's not just classes, is it?
What do you mean?
Is it, somebody said, is it 3,000, it's about £3,000, not dollars, for classes only, but it's support as well.
Everything is the support that you get. It's going to be all the course notes, all the videos. You're going to get your monthly chats with me, around about half an hour each. Ask me anything you want. If you're stuck in the meantime, you can email our special email address. You'll get straight through to Louise, who then will be able to answer you within hours of your request. Obviously, over the weekends, we're not going to be working, but we will be answering you as quick as possible, so we don't leave you just waiting at the bench, waiting for answers at the end of the day. Yes,
Lynn? Any national accreditation? I struggle with that one.
Accreditation? No, at the moment, no. We did look into City and Guilds a few years ago, but we didn't decide to go with them at all, no.
Hang on, I just got to remove that comment. Okay, sorry.
Good.
Sorry, I missed that then.
That's okay.
Will there be a forum for students to talk to each other online if they need to swap?
Yes.
No. Yes.
Yes, we've got the forum group, Facebook group that everyone's going to be admitted into. So that's going to be a private group purely for you guys. And this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to limit the amount of people so you can get the best learning experience possible. We're not going to open it up to hundreds of people. we feel that we would not be able to give you the complete attention that you deserve. But no, we're going to limit it to a select few, and we're going to take it from there. But yes, everything that you said is going to be available to you. Absolutely. Okay. The 3,000, that is not inclusive of materials and tools. It's going to be just under £3,000 for the course. The tools are going to be under £1,000 and the materials are going to be under £1,000. And as Louise said, you don't necessarily have to buy the tools. If you've got the tools already, you can always buy the tools from us just to top up your toolkit.
Would the meeting continue and the content on the website? I think what we said was that there would be a year's At the Bench membership following the course, free for a year, included in the course cost. So that's worth another £200, isn't it?
Yeah.
What we didn't want was to open up At the Bench to the students, because I know what I'm like, and I would probably be looking ahead and delving into that, and
rushing ahead.
The course itself is going to be quite intensive.
Yes.
When there's going to be probably enough to do there without.
Oh yeah.
Without opening up At the Bench as well, and all the possibilities on there. So that's why we thought we'd delay that, but include it as a year after the course is complete.
Finished. Yes, you have a year's membership after that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Good.
Will there be time constraints? Other hand disabilities, things take a little longer for me. We are going to stick to weeks, aren't we?
Yes.
But if you do find that you know we're flexible and we can. Yeah, we can allow for.
Exactly. Yeah. So
basically, I know what it's like to be learning and working and everything else that goes on in life, and it gets very difficult, isn't it? So absolutely, things happen, and sometimes you can't give it the attention that it needs. And that's just.
Yes. So the idea is then you'll have around about 9 weeks with 9 projects. You're going to have then a couple of weeks then that you're going to be able to catch up on anything that you've missed. There is a deadline to send items to us then to enable us to mark. We have to make sure that everything gets marked. If for any reason you really cannot get it done by that particular date, you just got to get in contact with Louise, and she's the best person to talk to because she's lovely. And she'll make some exceptions for you. Yes.
Will anything change for the standard At the Bench? And somebody else asked, if you don't take this class, can you continue as a member? Absolutely. Yes. At the Bench,
so that's still
we'll just carry on
on
as normal. This is just an extra thing that we're going to be offering.
Yes.
As of next year. You've said February, Andrew. I think that's a bit optimistic. To be honest, February. That's when everything is going to be sorted in regards to the curriculum, what tools we need, what projects we're going to be carrying out, and from then on we're going to be doing some enrolment from then onwards. Okay.
Yeah.
But At the Bench will stay. It won't stay as it is because it will carry on growing and we'll carry on adding content to that as well.
We're still going to have our monthly workshops.
Yeah,
we've got
going to stay the same.
Yeah, so At the Bench is going to stay exactly the same. It's going to grow, the same content. It's going to be the same workshops. We're still going to do these Q&As, and I think we got some extra collaborations as well that's in the pipeline for next year with At the Bench as well, haven't we? She says, yes, we do.
Yes,
people have approached us, yes. We just say yes.
Okay.
Yes, we have. So that's basically, so we're not going to change At the Bench. At the Bench is going to continue. This is something that we are doing separate to At the Bench. But yes, students then at the diploma course will be able to have a year's membership of At the Bench as well, free when they finish their course. And again, the usual help that they'll be able to get from At the Bench and from Louise and myself will continue after that as well. Absolutely, yes.
Good.
Is that about it?
I think so.
Good. Excellent. So
do you have some questions and answers?
We will do in a second, yes. So don't forget, please, if you want to be notified when everything is sorted and the whole curriculum, we got a prospectus. The one thing that we may be doing also is that we may be having an open day where if you want to come down here to have a chat about the course, about the diploma, see what we do here, see the absolute mess that we call At the Bench headquarters, you will be able to come down to us personally, come and have a chat, come and see what we do, ask the questions, which I think no one else is doing at the moment. And you've got access to myself, 38 years, you've got access to Louise as well with our social media, the advertising, because you do some amazing things on social media, don't you?
Thank you.
You do, with your Facebook and your knowledge as well with everything, because she is so good at customer service. I'm absolutely rubbish, so I'll leave that to Louise to sort out, because she's amazing. So there we go. That's about it. I think that's all we need to say.
I think so.
So for now. So
For
so
now.
don't forget, go to atthebenchacademy.com or atthebench.academy. Have a bit of a read what we're going to be doing. And then at the bottom of the page, please leave your name and email address to be notified when the enrolment starts around about February time. Because I've started doing the prospectus already behind the scenes you don't know about. Okay, should we have some questions, Louise?
Let's see if I can find them, shall we?
Good, because Louise is a bit lost today because she's only got one computer.
I don't know what I was thinking. I've come out and I've not brought my computer, so here we are.
So there we go,
Bill's
Louise.
fingers are covered in green protective tape.
Excellent, that's what I like to
You've
hear.
got your alligator tape on.
Yes.
Helena, does anyone have any advice on working with 7mm? Or is that, no, sorry, that's 0.7mm, isn't it? Wake up, Louise. Sterling beading box chain. It seems too fluid to thread through beads.
Too fluid. So what we do in that case, we get a very thin bit of wire, like fuse wire or very thin binding wire. And you should be able to open up the end of the box chain. Sometimes we get like a very small little burnisher with a very sharp point, and I'll push it through the end link just to make the end link slightly bit more open. Pass then a bit of wire through that, bend it through, twist it round and use it as a needle, and from that you can pass that then through the beads, and it's far easier than trying to sort of like dangle the chain down through the hole and trying to get the chain then through the other hole. So that is something that we often do. Yes. Yes, Louise.
Looking for another question.
Loads. And thank you for all your
Hi Maud. John's here.
Hey John. Good.
Any more questions?
Good. Oh yes, so don't forget, this is a Q&A, so please ask your questions. It's the last Q&A of 2023. We wanted to come on as we have these announcements to make, so really do want to state that this is the last one of 2023, but they will return in 2024. Yes, Lou?
Will the diploma be recognised in Canada or anywhere else?
It'll be recognised around the world as an At the Bench diploma. I think At the Bench has such a fantastic worldwide name that I think that basically speaks for itself. Yes, it's not like a city and guild. So we looked into doing that, but we decided we were completely not going to go down that route. So it is something that we have put together ourselves, and we feel that it's going to be the best. I've been trying to put something together, you see, for many, many years that is going to be, I know this sounds quite big-headed, and you may hit me for this.
I never hit you.
Or the hand will come in my direction. I wanted to produce something that was equivalent of an actual, I told you, you're shaking your head, actual university degree, diploma, education style. And that's the reason why we haven't rushed into this. We have done it slowly, we've taken good care, and the quality that we're going to produce, it's not just simply half an hour film. These films are going to be at least an hour long. We're finishing off one now, there's at least 2 hours long. So the quality of the education that you get is amazing. And so Louise is writing all the course notes. The photographs in the course notes are going to be of Louise, because Louise is going through all the projects and she's going to have an amazing portfolio at the end of it. Aren't you?
No pressure.
No pressure. Yes, Lou.
Donald says, please remind me of the best way to polish chain in a tumbler.
A lot of people will just put it loose in the tumbler. But if you get a little, do people have wire coat hangers these days?
I've got one in my wardrobe.
You got one wardrobe. So basically, get a wire coat hanger and do that, like that, and then thread your chains over these areas like that. Yep. And then put that whole thing in the tumbler. It's not going to get twisted. It's not going to get knotted. It's going to stay apart. All the surfaces that are going to be available. Does that make sense? Yeah. Or anything that is like that. Or even if you just want to do something like that and wrap the chain around and put that in the tumbler. As long as the chain is taut and it's not too loose, it's not going to get tangled up when you tumble. Yes, Lou.
Good. Sorry, Norm is saying, do you find it necessary to polish your bench block and or hammers?
Definitely hammers. The bench blocks, they're not too bad. Look at that. See, they're not. They may be marked. This is something like perhaps a little bit of acid's got onto it, but it's smooth. It's not too bad. This large one here I use, and that's, you still got the milling detail upon that. It's still smooth, not necessarily mirror finish, but the important thing is to make sure your hammer faces are smooth. I got it on the floor here. Make sure that your hammer faces, because these, oh, that's Louise. Hang on, where's my close-up? There we go. So make sure that the faces here are polished, because basically you will hit the piece of metal with the hammer. So the hammer face is more important than the block that you're hammering onto. You can polish these with a bit of emery paper, then get a hard felt mop onto the face of this, and you should be able to give this a nice shine. Don't forget, a nice shine on here will give you a nice shine when you hit the metal. So the hammer is the most important. Yes, Lou.
Okay, Dalmin is saying, I've been watching your videos a lot.
Thank you.
From South Africa, and I've just started the jewellery journey. Thank you for your amazing content.
Thank you so much indeed. Very kind.
David, Amco, what was the big announcement? David, I just bought some velour blades, the velour blade files, 0, 2 and 4. So good they knocked my old cheap Kennedy files into a top hat.
They do velour very good.
Cool.
Yes.
Anthony, do you use any software to design your pieces, or are you still pen and paper? If you do use software, which do you use and for which platform? I don't use any software. If I was going to design something, it would be a very crude drawing. Not that sort of crude, grower. Come on, we're better than that.
Depends on what type of jewellery you're making, isn't it, really?
But you use CAD, don't you?
Yeah, we use, I'm still a pencil and paper guy, really, because it's something that is quick and you can reproduce very quickly in front of a client. I am not that proficient at putting together 3D models using CAD-CAM. I would use that to actually then make the model. So I would sketch it all by hand, use some templates to be able to do something that's a bit more realistic, show pictures from Google. You have a file of all the images and the projects that you've done in the past. And then if the customer goes ahead with it and it's something that I feel that I could not do by hand, then I would do it via CAD. The program that we use is called 3Design. The reason why I went with that is because that program you can use on a Mac and a Windows. All the other software, you have to use a Windows for it. Even though we have both computers here, I want to be able to do it on a Mac if I want to do it on a Mac, and I'm not limited to doing it on a Windows PC. So 3Design is something that we use. From that, you can have the most realistic renders with that. From that, you can make up an STL file. You send that to the casting company. It comes back either as a wax to show the client, or it'll be sent back to you as your finished piece, and you've got to do the most minimal amount of cleaning up to do. So yeah, traditional pen and paper, ink, coloured pencils is the best way to go. And then if the customer then wants something a bit more realistic, go down the CAD-CAM route. Yes.
Good. Janet says, I remember Andrew saying he spends time just before Christmas clearing down his bench. Does he have any tips on cleaning down, storage, packing away, tidying up that he could pass on?
It's a job I have to do once a year, usually Christmas Eve. So these benches aren't too bad because these are pretty much clean. But the benches downstairs, I would start at one side of the bench here, get all the tools, put all the tools up this side, get the bench, move it all across, get a paintbrush, Sweep off all the lemon. Obviously, you're going to save that. Then I would get some warm water, soapy warm water with a rag, and I would then start to wash the bench. I would then wring that out through a coffee filter to catch any bits of lemon that would be in that cloth. And then I would move some of the tools back as I go, clean it, tools across, and start to then repopulate that side of the bench from all the tools I've taken from here. You'll find bits of silver, you'll find burrs. If it's burrs, I'll put them in a box then for next year to go through to find out, are they blunt, are they good? And if they're good, they'll go back in the box. If they're blunt, they'll be put to one side to do other things with it. And just wash the bench down with the cloth, wring it out, save all that lemon, and at the end of takes about an hour or so, the bench is lovely and clean. You can be able to do that. There should be nothing on your hands and it should be lovely and clean. Save everything that comes off the surface. You're going to clean it all. You're going to sweep it all into your lemon drawer and just go through it and then rearrange your pliers. Perhaps you get your tweezers, have a look at your tweezers. If they're not quite meeting and perhaps they're dirty, the ends are twisted, spend a bit of time just filing them, putting them back into the right condition, so when you come back after the new year, your bench is lovely. You've got all your pliers, you've got your buff sticks. We'll make up some new buff sticks perhaps for the new year. Treat yourself, and then you're going to have everything ready to start when you come back after the new year.
Or
you could just help us in the shop when it's really busy and not hide in the workshop pretending to tidy up your bench.
That's why I do it every Christmas Eve.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, you do.
KS, just briefly, how will the Advanced Jewellery Design and Manufacturing Diploma differ from the diploma?
Okay, so you're going to go into far more detail. We're going to go far more detail when it comes to stone setting, for instance. We're going to be doing a lot more forming of metal, shaping of metal. We're going to be doing casting. We're going to be doing things like cuttlefish casting, delft clay casting. So it's going to be a lot more advanced processes from the beginning. We haven't developed that side of it yet, but I can assure you that it's going to knock your socks off, because again, we're going to be providing some of the tools, because a lot of the tools you're going to have already from the first year. If you don't, we're going to be providing you with a list, but we're going to be going into the manufacturing side of things as well, because sometimes you just can't simply manufacture things by singles. You're going to have to do quantities. We're going to be able to look at things on doing things like, not for you to do lost wax casting, but to understanding the manufacturing process, from taking ideas from conception to making up masters, getting the rubbers done, getting the casting company to do it, casting for you, and to finish it. But we got so much planned for the following year, but it's carrying on from the fundamentals diploma. Yes, Lou.
Yes. When will the syllabus be available?
We're looking at around about February, about mid-February, we're going to be producing that. And the one good thing that is come about is that Louise and myself, fingers crossed, and a fair wind, we're going to be in Vicenza in January, aren't we?
Are we?
Yes, we're
I didn't know I was going to be.
So I'm working on it. I'm working on it with Matthew.
This is news to me.
So yeah, so if you're in Vicenza in January at the Vicenza Oro show, we're going to be there on the Durston stand.
Apparently.
What the heck?
Wow, okay.
Look, and if Matthew says you can't come, I'm going to smuggle you in my suitcase, all right? We're going to get you over there somehow.
Okay.
Yes.
How far did we get? Renee is saying, I've been having fun playing with fold forming copper. Can I fold form other materials, other metals like brass and even sterling silver? You
can definitely do sterling silver. I'm not too sure about brass. I haven't done any fold forming with brass. I think brass for me is a little bit more of a harder metal. Copper for me is really good because you can anneal it and it'll become lovely and so soft. So yes, the processes that you use with copper, you can do exactly the same in silver as well. Totally, yes.
Good.
Yes, Lou.
Scummies07? Scrummies, do apologise, Scrummies. Some of my links keep breaking on my Cuban chain during the twisting process. The solder is medium. Has the solder not flown correctly, or is it something with the silver process prior to solder?
Ideally, you should be using a hard solder because it's as near to the apparent metal as possible with a little bit of an alloy. So it's a much stronger solder. So make it again if you have to, and they'll make another one, but definitely do it using hard solder. Sometimes you get an odd joint that perhaps looks great, but perhaps the joint wasn't close fitting. Perhaps there is not enough flux running through the joint. Perhaps it's a bit of a dry solder joint, so it looks like the solder's flowed, but it hasn't flowed all the way through. Put the flame on one side. When you solder, bring the flame to the other side of the ring to ensure that the solder has been pulled through. So there's lots of things to think about when it comes to producing the most perfect solder joint, but do it in hard. Lee was doing a chain, wasn't he, the other day? Oh, it was a big chain.
Oh, was that the one he was twisting up here?
Yeah, he was twisting. You know, Lee's been making jewellery for like 15 years plus. He was making up a lovely curb chain. Even he had links that broke on him. These things happen. The pressure involved in doing it is terrific. So try and use hard solder and make sure every solder joint is tight, close, plenty of flux, nice amount of solder. Don't scrimp on the solder. Have a nice amount of solder and you should be fine. Absolutely.
Good.
Yes, Lou.
Victoria has a green lion saw for Christmas.
Nice.
Cool. What
Had
blades,
it early.
What blades do you recommend?
All the blades are going to fit. I always use 3-stroke O. If I'm going to buy a particular brand, Super Pike, I always use Super Pike. I find for me they are the best blades. They're pretty standard across the industry. Again, 3-stroke O is the majority of ones I use. Wrong one, where's my close up? There it is, there. And so 3-stroke O is the ones we use. And any branded blade's going to be fine. Don't go for unbranded. Don't try and buy a gross of cheap ones from eBay that there's no brand. Make sure they're branded. I have used nano blades, and we did a bit of a test, didn't we, a couple of years back. We had about 4 different blades. We had Super Pike, we had an unbranded, we had nano, we had some other brand blades that were ideally made for platinum, and we got everyone to test them, and actually the winner was the nano blades. Just to let you know. But I don't buy my nanos, I still go for my Super Pikes.
Okay.
Yes.
Donald says, can gold-filled wire be balled up successfully, or is the internal part not suitable?
No, you won't be able to. It's the inside. It may be able to melt, but when it's melted, the gold on the outside will most probably be burnt off, and you're just going to be left with whatever the main piece of metal is on the gold filled. So when you melt it into a ball, there's really no gold in it at all. So I'm afraid you won't be able to do anything like granulation or anything like that, I'm afraid. No.
Okay.
No.
Victoria's binning her adjustable saw frame.
Ooh, well done.
Okay, a switch solder, gold or silver, silver ring, 9-carat bezel.
Okay, silver ring, 9-carat bezel. You're soldering the bezel to the shank. Okay, so minimize the amount of soldering that you can do. Okay, so I would, just thinking now, what's the best thing to do? On your ring shank, I would, again, this is the most amazing thing with this diploma that we're doing. You're getting our 38 years plus experience of designing, of manufacturing, of repairing, of doing ranges, everything for this. So you're not getting someone who's just got 2 or 3 years experience, you're getting myself access to me. Anyway, that's beside the point. So what I would do, there's your ring, okay, here. Depends on how you're soldering the ring to the bezel. Make a flat across here. Put the joint of your ring down there at the bottom, not where you're soldering it. Sweat solder on the top of here, some gold solder or silver. It really doesn't matter, because as you sweat solder it, the gold or the silver solder is not going to go anywhere else. Here is your bezel down here. It's upside down. Your ring shank goes on top, okay, like that there. You got the flat that goes across here. You put the ring upside down, bezel's facing downwards. You've sweat soldered here. You flux the shank, and then when you then heat up the bezel and the ring, the solder is just going to stay there. Okay, if you didn't sweat solder and you just put your flat there and you put the flat down here and you put your little pallion of solder by here, whether it be silver or gold, that little pallion of solder is going to leave a little shadow. There's going to be a bugger to get off that back plate. So always sweat solder it. And to be honest, it doesn't matter whether it's silver or gold, because that bit of solder is not going to move from the contact point between the shank and the back of the bezel, because as you know, solder loves the contact between the two pieces. It loves the capillary action and won't spread any further. So it really, really doesn't matter at the end of the day. You could use gold, you could use silver, it really doesn't matter. Yes, Lou?
Okay, Anthony says lots of chaps doing their last minute shopping because they forgot. Guess that's why you're busy. Christmas Eve, yeah.
But it is a busy time for us.
Yeah, well, hopefully it will be.
It will.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily just Christmas Eve. It's normally the last 2 days leading up to Christmas. Christmas Eve and Christmas Eve is usually the busiest days.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hopefully.
No, it will be. It will be. We just need nice weather.
Does that make a difference, do you think?
Yeah.
I think if people have got shopping to do, they'll come out regardless.
They will do. But stop. If people, so this is the thing, isn't it? If it's not nice weather, people won't be inclined to travel too far because they don't want to go out.
That's what I was going to say. Like, I wouldn't go to Cardiff if it was raining. I'd be more likely to stay
perhaps it
home.
works the other way then round. Yeah. Okay, well, ignore me then.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see because it's going to pour down, isn't it?
It is, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Lou, give us
if it's Christmas Eve, it's not going to make a difference, is it?
No.
They've got to come out regardless if they haven't bought anything.
Exactly, yeah.
Let's have a look. How far did I get? Phil says, I clean and sharpen my tweezers as I work with them and need tweezers that have the tips that meet perfectly. Dropping 18 karat gold solder on the floor is expensive.
You're right there, it is.
Jill, keep your toothbrush and your pants in your handbag. He could whisk you away at any moment. Sounds like a good policy. Anthony says, I tried to solder my links using a solder pick technique. I must be honest, I have not really mastered the technique. I know you have videos for this, but I have not cracked it.
Okay, it's just practice. Absolutely just practice. Yes.
Good.
And Victoria, she hasn't had a saw, but she knows it's coming. Fair enough.
Good.
Good.
Georgia, what's on the menu for Christmas dinner? Well, we're having turkey.
Turkey, yes.
And we have to have beef as well because I can't eat turkey. I get some sort of weird reaction. And my dad doesn't like turkey. So we have beef, just a little joint of beef. And obviously roast potatoes, Brussels sprouts. Yeah.
We don't want Brussels sprouts.
Yeah, you have to have a token Brussels sprout.
I do have a token Brussels sprout. Yeah, just the usual things, isn't it?
Yeah, cauliflower cheese.
Yeah.
Yorkshire purd, gravy, cranberry sauce.
Nothing out of the ordinary,
really. You do the roast
really.
potatoes, don't you?
I do roast potatoes. I do the most
You're good at the
awesome roast potatoes.
Yeah.
So yeah, just the standard. And then for dessert, your mother will probably bring over like a Viennetta.
She loves a Viennetta, doesn't
or
she?
a
That's the
pavlova.
pinnacle of that's
Desserts.
the pinnacle of excellence for her, isn't it? A Viennetta. So yeah, my mum and dad will come over.
Yes, we do have a nice pavlova. What's it called? Roulade.
Yeah.
Do you like a roulade as well?
Yeah.
A roulade, yes.
It's got to be Christmas pud though, isn't it, really?
Yes, we could have Christmas pud as well. That'll be on the menu. That'll be on the menu. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, but yes.
Audrey just invested in gold-filled metal wire and sheet metal. How many times can I solder before the gold is in jeopardy and might melt off. Any tricks?
Oh, God, to be honest, I've never used gold-filled metal, but you do have to take care with it because obviously there is a gold layer upon the surface. So I'm not the person to ask for advice on gold-filled, I'm afraid, but I would have thought you've just got to take so much care with it and perhaps not solder it more than once or twice, and not certainly overheat it, as it certainly will not like it, I'm afraid.
Okay. Norm, does it make sense to drill or but through vermeil as a design element? To drill
Or not.
Or not through
Perhaps.
vermeil as a design element?
To drill, you can make holes in metal and then cover them in gold plate them to a nice layer. You can do. I'm not quite sure exactly what you mean. Elaborate on that, and I'll certainly have a look for you. Yes.
What's tamales? Tamales?
What's that?
Tamales?
Tomatoes?
What's that?
I've no idea. Should we have a look?
Have a look.
Go on then. How do you spell it?
Tamales. What's that?
Oh. A tamal in Spanish, tamal, is a traditional Mesoamerican dish made of masa and dough made with...
What's masa?
I don't know.
Oh.
I haven't got my glasses on, so I can't see. But it looks interesting.
Tomatoes.
Ah, there we go.
Ah. Ooh, that looks nice.
Yeah. Very nice indeed.
Mexican food.
Very
Cool.
nice. Excellent, lovely. Okay. When in Mexico.
Nice. My ladies don't like roast dinners.
No. No.
Oh. No. Does it make sense to drill or butt through vermeil?
We did that one,
Oh, yeah. Sandra, is there a trick to getting the little solder ball to release from the pick when pick soldering? Apple/remove heat.
You just got to swipe it. If you have, because when you just melted it, you swipe your little pick across it, it should pick it up, the little solder ball, and then if you've got some flux on the joint, the flux then will stick to the ball as you swipe the pick sort of away or forward, and the little solder ball then should stay on that little piece of flux, because the flux then should be starting to heat up. It'll become nice and tacky, and it should hold on to the solder ball in place. But usually if you just swipe it, and providing the joint is hot enough, it should stay there with the flux. Yes.
Mexican dish. I love Mexican food.
Okay.
Helen, a family tradition to wrap a raw sprout in foil and mix with Ferrero Rocher chocolates. I like that. A couple of years ago, me and Lee took all the strawberry chocolates out of the tin.
Yes.
And we replaced them with orange because somebody downstairs kept eating all of the strawberry ones.
And you didn't like the orange
But it was
ones.
quite funny, he didn't like the orange ones, yeah.
You didn't like that, yes.
But he was just eating all of them, and it was bad chocolate
It's bad etiquette. Just like going into the second layer when you haven't finished the first layer. That is bad.
That's bad.
That's bad
Biscuit
etiquette. Biscuit and chocolate etiquette.
But I do like that. I like that idea.
Yeah, it is good.
Cooking classes next. Just like Mary, but with added silver
The
sparkles.
silver sparkles, yes. Good, excellent.
Good.
I think we came to the end of it.
I think so.
So yeah, basically we're looking forward to next year in so many ways. Looking forward to our diploma. Looking forward to cracking on with that and bringing that to you. 'Cause I think you're going to be amazed at what you're going to be able to produce. As I said, we're going to be releasing the prospectus mid-February. Enrollment will start mid-February. We are going to have a limited amount of people that we're going to take on, students that we're going to take on. We want to give you the best learning experience possible. And yes, Louise.
And very important question.
Very
How does
important.
Andrew make his roast potatoes?
I can't tell you.
Can.
I can't tell you.
Well, you could, because I try your way and they don't.
I don't know why. So, okay. All right, then. So, here we go. I make my roast potatoes. You always get your potatoes. You parboil them till they're just about cooked through to the centre. Use a knife to check. Boil them gently. Don't overboil them. Drain them in a colander. Give them a bit of a shake just to roughen up the edges. But before you do that, you put a nice pan of, I just use olive oil, but Christmas time.
You use loads of olive oil.
I use loads of olive oil.
Olive
Olive oil, but Christmas time we'll use a bit of goose fat. We'll put that in the pan, put it in the oven, bring it out nice and hot, get your roast potatoes, put them into
Carefully
the
though,
fat.
because the oil
Carefully,
will be
because the oil will-
hot.
yeah. But then I make sure then I turn every potato over whilst it's in the goose fat or the olive oil to get a nice covering straight away. Then I get a little bit of salt and I just
You
sprinkle.
get a lot of salt.
And I sprinkle the salt
Not-
over the
It's
top.
not good for you at all.
Put them in the oven for 20 minutes. Bring them out. Turn every potato over so they get another lot of coating of oil. Get a bit more salt, sprinkle some more salt over the roast potatoes, put it back in the oven for another 20 minutes, bring them back out, and I keep doing that like every 20 minutes. So then that's the second. The third time, after an hour, they should be just right.
They're just like the saltiest things in the world.
They are the most, and the edges are lovely and crispy, and sometimes you get the little bits of potato that like all just falls to one side. That's wow,
Just
it's
the
nice
crispy
and
bits.
oh.
What about my sprouts? Though my
That's-
sprouts are good.
your sprouts can be left with in the garden. There's not much point
I
even
fry
cooking
some
them.
bacon first, little
fry-
strips of bacon, and I boil up the sprouts, and then I saute them
You do.
with the bacon,
Yes.
and they're a lot nicer then. So they're like twice cooked sprouts.
Twice cooked sprouts. Excellent. Good. Right, we're going to be leaving you now. We're going to be leaving you for 2023. You join us. Don't forget. Now, please, you want to be notified when enrolment starts, or if you want any more information regarding the diploma, it's the Jewellery Fundamentals Diploma. Go to atthebench.academy. Leave your name, leave your email address. We'll come back to you in February with exactly what we're doing for enrolment. It's going to be an amazing experience. As I said, we're going to get an open day, so you can come here to the At The Bench HQ. Don't get your hopes up. Don't think we're going to have loads and loads of space, because we don't. Space is limited in this particular building, so that you can come along, you can come and have a cup of coffee with us. We'll get some cakes and some biscuits. You can come and say hello. You can see what we do. You can ask questions on anything you want to do with jewellery, or about the diploma, or even about anything that you want to do. Tool advice, you've got it. That's about it. Then if you're in Vicenza in January, come and see us on the Durston tool stand. Is that it, Lou?
If I'm there.
You will be there. You'll be there. I'll smuggle you in one of Durston's rolling mills stand if I have to.
No, this one's too heavy. We got to leave it behind.
So there we go. That's about it. We're looking forward to 2024. Workshops are going to be continuing at the bench. Everything with At The Bench is going to be continuing, but with the added bonus of you guys, if you want to do the Fundamentals Jewellery Diploma, it's going to be available for you. Under £3,000 for the diploma. The tools available is going to be under £1,000 because we supply the tools ourselves. We don't have to supply upon another party to do that. The materials is going to be under £1,000, and it's going to be limited take-in for the first year. Excellent. Anything else you want to say, then, Louise, before we go?
Just have a lovely Christmas.
Amco.
Whatever that's going to look like. Yeah, but everyone has a different Christmas, don't they? Whether it's going to be merry, whether it's going to be quiet, whether it's going to be reading loads of books, whether it's going to be going mad and partying, just whatever you want to do. Have a lovely, lovely time.
Absolutely. Amco is just saying, wasn't it supposed to be called Bench Essentials? It was. We started to record the Bench Essentials, but I wasn't happy with what it was going to be all about. It was going to be very sort of disjointed. It was going to be like a whole section on just soldering, or a whole section on just piercing. It just, for me, it wasn't working in my heart. We worked on it. So all the films we did, we've scrapped. But for this particular diploma, as I said, we're just finishing the final couple of films now. The perspectives is all going to go together. I wanted to put it out there now so you can not enroll, but ask questions beforehand. Sign up at thebench.academy and you'll be notified when it The enrolment
You're
starts.
just signing up to notifications there.
Oh,
You're
yes,
not
sorry,
signing up to...
Yes, just
to
signing
the
up for
course, just
notifications.
signing up for more info.
Info that will
Yeah.
be coming out to you in February. So everyone, thank you. Oh, wrong one. Thank you for all your lovely, kind wishes over the past couple of weeks. It's been difficult, but we're back. We're going to have a Christmas.
We are going to have a Christmas.
We're going to have a Christmas.
Is coming
Not
regardless,
the same,
and we're
but-
going to see the kids, and we're going to see the rest of the family
as well.
Yeah,
Yes.
and like you say, it's
Christmas goes on,
yeah,
and we're going to enjoy Christmas as best we can.
yeah, we are.
We are.
Yeah.
And look out for loads more things happening next year. As I said, we've got a few collaborations with a few other YouTubers and Instagrammers for next year. Workshop is going to be continuing. If you go to atthebench.com/live.
Ah, bugger. Sorry, I meant to bring something and I forgot. The wrapping paper, is it at home?
Yes, no, yes, it is. Wrapping papers at home.
Oh, Joe, I meant to show you guys 2 weeks ago, and then everything happened, and I had it ready. And I've told you all about Gemology Obsession before, haven't I, Dimitri? He's on Instagram. If you follow him, great. If you don't follow him, get and follow him because he's really, really good to watch, isn't he?
Yeah.
But if you go on his website, gemologyobsession.co.uk, I guess.
Can't remember. I think
Anyway, we bought this fabulous gemstone wrapping paper,
We
and I
did.
can't show you because
we've taken it home.
I've taken it home to drop my presents now because it was here 2 weeks ago and I wasn't here. So yeah, have a look. I don't know if it's time to order it now in time for...
Going to be pushing it, I think. But it
Yeah.
is good. It's really thick.
But it's lovely wrapping paper,
Yeah.
and it's not just for Christmas either. It's not Christmassy wrapping paper.
No.
It's great for Christmas, but it's great for everything. So yeah, please do have a look. It's fabulous.
Do you know what? It's
It's
so
lush.
nice. It's A3 in size. It's so nice. You could put it in a frame and put it on the wall. It's that
Yeah,
good.
it's
It's
really,
thick,
really lovely.
quality paper. Yes.
Yeah.
Good, good. And,
Yeah,
also,
so do have a look.
and also, fingers crossed, we'll be in Canada as well next year as well.
Yeah, go and see some family.
So we're going to see family in Toronto. And again, if anybody's in Toronto and want to meet up an afternoon or a morning for coffee in Toronto, we'd love to meet you in Canada as well. I would have thought, I'm not quite sure yet, August time I would have thought. Excellent.
Great.
Everyone enjoy the rest of the year. We will see you all in 24. Don't forget, go to atthebench.academy, sign up to be notified when the prospectus goes live with our Jewellery Fundamentals Diploma. It's going to knock your socks off like nothing else you've ever experienced. In the meantime, Louise, anything you want to say?
No, just lots of love to you all. Happy Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Enjoy. Eat plenty. Drink in moderation. And enjoy yourself, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. So everyone, enjoy your Christmas and the New Year. We will see you all in 2024. Keep a lookout on all socials for loads of things happening. We won't disappear. We should be back in 2024 and we'll see you then. So Louise, everyone, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. I've said that already.
Merry Christmas. Everyone take care. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you.